Yes, good afternoon to everybody. And today the class is, I believe, the sixth class for the remedial of TAT. And to those who are going to sit on the 27th of this month. And please read what I posted on the screen. Of course, the post has come the next one. But actually, this is not the thing which I want to show you. And this is the thing which I want to show you that is about the negligence. Yes, please read what I put on the screen. Anyone? Yes. So that I
Negligence,
know that you are with me and I am with you.
negligence.
Yes. What is written over there?
Good morning. Negligence, the most common form of civil lawsuit, falls under the category of unintentional behavior as opposed to intentional acts of harm. Professor Dr. Mohammad Saif Hussain.
Yes, it is a negligence chapter that I am going to deal today. The most common form of the civil lawsuit, because the law of tort is nothing but the major portion of the negligence itself, falls under the category of the unintentional behavior as opposed to the intentional acts of the harm. In the harm, generally the intentional, which is said to be the crime. But in the law of tort is the civil wrong, and major part will paid by the negligence. If you are thorough in the negligence, that you are thorough in the law of tort one way, in another way you can make it out. Now let us see that what is the negligence in the law of tort. And the introduction is concerned in the day-to-day life. The word negligence means nothing else but the carelessness. The another word for the negligence is, can you tell me, Ramarao garu?
Sir?
Another word for the negligence, one is carelessness.
Nirlaksham.
That is in English.
Careless.
Of course, one is careless. Any other word, can you make it out?
No, sir.
Yes, the carelessness we can say, in other words, inadvertent act. Means not taking the due care. The standard they are not following it, which are supposed to follow it. When you what is a high traffic street, can you take the crowbar on your shoulder and move here and there? Or in the high busy street, can you take the umbrella by opening without taking the due care? Answer is no. In the heavy busy street, you cannot do so. When you are doing so, you have to take the care. If you don't take the care, that you are negligent. So under the legal sense, it's a highlight of the failure to perform the basic care which the performer as a reasonable man should perform in all the situations. Yes, Ramarao garu, have you taken the vaccination?
Sir?
Have you taken the vaccination?
Vaccination.
COVID-19. వ్యాక్సినేషన్ తీసుకున్నారా? ఇంజెక్షన్
No,
తీసుకున్నారా
no,
ఎప్పుడైనా?
no, sir.
మీ జీవితం, ఇన్ యువర్ లైఫ్, డిడ్ యూ టేక్ ఎనీ ఇంజెక్షన్?
No, sir.
అంటే ఇంతవరకు ఇంజెక్షన్ తీసుకోలే మీరు లైఫ్లో?
అంతా మన ఇంజక్షన్ తోటి వాడు అన్ని టాబ్లెట్లే.
Okay. When you take an injection, what the nurse will do? What the compounder will do first?
Sir?
Compounder, what he will do first? Before he is giving the injection. కంపౌండర్ ఏం చేస్తాడండి ఇంజెక్షన్ ఇచ్చే ముందు?
నీడిల్ని శుభ్రం చేస్తాడు ముందు.
Now the needles are all disposable. So now you tell me, ఏం చేస్తాడు ఇంజెక్షన్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు?
హాట్ వాటర్ నుంచి నీడిల్ తీసి అది మందు ఎక్కిస్తాడు ముందు, మెడిసిన్.
మీకు ఇంజెక్షన్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు ఇంకేం చేస్తాడు?
స్పిరిట్ పెట్టి దూది అది రుద్దుతాడు సార్.
That is the what I wanted. He has to take the due care. First he has to use the cotton drenched in the spirit. Then in the which part that he is going to give the injection, there he will rub it. Why he will rub it? He wants to sterilize that part. If the sterilization is there, then the no germs would be there. The germs will not go into the body. In addition to that, If you sterilize the part of it where the injection is going to be given, at that instance, you are become germless. When it becomes germless, then naturally you don't feel the pain while you are giving the injection. So the standard of care should be taken before any person giving the injection. Then he has to use the spirit drenched in that spirit drenched mop and rub in the place. That is the standard of care. If a person has did not take it, means he is a negligent, he is an inadvertent act, he did it, careless act, he did it, and no proper procedure is followed where it should be followed. So, in general sense, there is a legal duty and consider where it can be foreseen that failure to do so can cause harm. Negligence is a mode in which many types of injuries may occur, may not considering such a suitable precaution. What is the precaution here where he was giving the injection? The injection, when he is giving it, first he will see that there would not be any bubbles in the syringe. Number one. Number two, he has to use some of the medicines to come out from the needle so that there would not be any bubble of the air in the injection tube. Number one. Number two, the precaution wherever that he is giving the injection, either to the hand or biceps or triceps or the hips or any other part of it, he has to sterilize it by drenching in a spirit the mop, that is the cotton, then rub it in the place. That is the second precaution. The third precaution is that she or she should be having an experience to give the injection. So that is the third precaution. The fourth precaution is he has to slowly give the injection. Not all of a sudden should have to given. In a slow dosage it should be given over there. And the fourth point is while he was removing the needle, she has to apply the same drenched spirit mop on the hole where it is injected and ask the patient or the person to keep it tight so that any bleeding will not be there. Number one. Number two, to hold it so that the medicine will not come out. So these are all the precautions one should have to take it. If not, there is maybe a possibility of the infection. Is it clear? Ramarao garu.
Yes, sir.
Ah. So that is the precaution one should have to take it. So it is already known that Indian law of tort is based on the English common law. The law relating the negligence is adapted and modified by the courts in India by applying the principle of justice, equity, and good conscience. Whatever the negligence prop is there, they will apply to the Indian conditions to see that justice, equity, and good conscience would be there or not. Then the term negligence is derived from the Latin word is that negligentia, which means failing to pick up. What is pick up? Precautions. In the general sense, the term negligence means the act of being careless, and in the legal sense, it signifies the failure to exercise a stand of care which the doer as a reasonable man should have to exercise in a particular situation. Suppose if you are traveling, riding in your motorbike, what precautions you do take it? Ramarao garu?
You wear helmet.
Number one, you have to wear the helmet. Number two, you have to go to the left-hand side direction because it is in India, traffic rule. Number three, depending upon the area, you have to go with the speed. If it's the school zone, 10 or 20 kilometers. If it's the highway, 100 kilometers. If it is a village approaching, 40 kilometers. In the entering the village, 10 kilometers. A school crossing, zebra crossing, 10 kilometers per hour. And somewhere, 5 kilometers per hour. These indications are given where? The side of the road. The caution boards are there. Those are the precautions. And moreover, you should have the license. And another point is you are not should be drunken. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. These are all the, if you don't do anything means you are a negligent. Now you tell me, the rider should have to wear the helmet or the pillion rider also should have to wear the helmet? Tell me,
Sir,
whether the rider should have to wear the helmet or the pillion rider also should have to wear the helmet. Rider means a person who is riding the motorbike.
okay,
Pillion rider means a person who is sitting behind the rider.
okay,
Who has to wear the helmet?
rider.
Not the pillion rider.
Sir,
Pillion rider. పిలియన్ రైడర్ అంటే వెనక కూర్చున్న వ్యక్తి.
ఓకే. అతను అంటే పెట్టుకుంటే మంచిది. పెట్టుకోకపోయినా ప్రాబ్లమ్ లేదు. యాజ్ ట్రాఫిక్ రూల్స్.
₹100 ఫైన్ కట్టినా.
అవునా?
Because I am wearing the helmet when I was coming from Charminar area at the Afzalganj. He have caught me and he has shown the license. I have shown, sir, the pillion rider also should have to wear the helmet. So ₹100 penalty that he made it. And right, the penalty is for the pillion rider doesn't have wear the helmet. That SMS came to me. Means rider should have to wear the helmet and pillion rider also wear the helmet. If the pillion rider did not wear the helmet, at that instant, ₹100 fine would be there. Is it not applicable in Khammam? Sir, Khammam, nobody would wear the helmet. What about the position in Khammam? Tell me. Ramarao garu. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, forget about it. Negligence in the English case emerged as an independent cause of action only in the 18th century. Similarly, in India, the IPC 1860, that is the contained no provision for causing the death of a person by the negligence, which was subsequently amended. Otherwise, before the 1870, there is no negligence what would be there. After the 1870, by inserting the section 304A, capital A, they say if a person is a negligent would be there, then the criminal action should be taken against him, including the civil action. Civil action is the compensation. Criminal action is, yes. Civil action is compensation. What about the criminal action? Criminal negligence, what is that? Punishment. In bar. What bar? Behind the bar. Means prison. Is it clear?
Yes,
Say.
yes, sir.
Yes? Okay, example of the negligence include here, a driver runs a stop sign causing an injury crash, it's a negligent act. A store owner who fails to put up a caution wet floor sign after mopping up a spill, that is also a negligence. Number 3, a property owner who fails to replace rotten steps on a wooden porch that collapses and injures the visiting guest, even that also a negligent act. And ordinary, even the compounder or a sister, when he is administering or injecting, if he did not apply the spirit and sterilize it, even disposable syringe, he could not use it, that is also part of the negligence. And if any bubbles would be there in the syringe, even that also I don't act in one way, in another way for the negligent activity. Yes, ordinary negligence and gross negligence. What do you say gross negligence and ordinary negligence? In ordinary negligence, generally that you don't take that care, because when the traffic signal is there and if you don't stop it and if you ride it without observing the green signal, at that instance you are negligent to act and you will be held liable. Okay, Narendra Raju garu.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Ordinary negligence and gross negligence I am discussing now. In the ordinary negligence, person generally be a negligence. In the gross negligence means intentionally he did certain act. Like the example which I have given over here is gross negligence on the other hand is the deliberate and reckless disregard for the safety and reasonable treatment of the others. In both the cases, the fundamental disregard for the responsibility must be directly cause harm on the another person. Another person's property or both is a gross negligence. For instance, if you take it, while the most car accidents involve the ordinary negligence, because they could not judge properly such a way the carelessness would be there in the driving. An injury accident caused by the drunken driver. Suppose the ordinary cause, when you make the speed limit is concerned, or applying the brake is concerned, or observing the place is concerned, the school zone is concerned, you should be more caution enough. And the school zone, you have to be very much low speed, and try to be keep your leg on the clutch as well as on the brake, and try and go in the slow speed. In the another point is there, if you are driving, you should not be drunken driving. And if you are drunken driving, means you are intoxicated more, and driving, it is a gross negligence. And in that way, another example I will give you for the gross negligence is that is in both the cases, I told you that negligence part is there. But ordinary driving, when you cause a negligent act, it is an accident, it is a general negligence. But when you are driving in the drunken driver, may in some cases be considered as act of the gross negligence, depending upon the circumstances. Can you ride when you drive the car while you are drunken state? Yes, Narendra Raju.
No, sir. No, we should not try, sir.
సార్ ఒక బీర్ తాగి నడుతాను సార్. There is a breathing test is there. They will say if the alcohol percent exceeds this much limit, that will come you are a alcoholic. At that time you are not supposed to drink. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir. Following, sir.
ఫుల్గా తాగిండండి, బండి నెట్టుకొని పోతాండు రోడ్డు మీద. కెన్ ఏ పోలీస్ మ్యాన్ క్యాచ్ హిమ్?
Sir, he cannot drive, sir. If he is
నడుపుతలేడు, నెట్టుకుంటూ పోతాండు
no, sir.
స్కూటర్ని,
No, sir.
fully drunken, and he knows that the people are catching the person, those who are drunken. So he got down from there, and he is pushing that, pulling it, and making it to go on the wheel by their own physical way. Can the police will catch him?
No, sir. He will take it away, but not case will not be booked, sir.
The reason is he is fully drunken. When a person is fully drunken, he should not come on the road. Are you following me?
Sir, he may be pulled
No
out,
doubt he
sir.
is not riding.
Yes, sir.
No doubt he is not riding.
Yes, sir.
He can sit at the back. Somebody will drive. And that person should not be in intoxicated mood. But if you are not driving, but you are just pulling it, the scooter, and taking away when you are full stage, two handles like that I had shown you in the two handles, the two hands are there, and he is pulling it. Either you pull it, you drive it, doesn't make any difference, because you are on the road. By looking at the police, you got down and pulling it, and drawing it, and pushing it with your own physical strength. That means either you drive or you pull it. You are not supposed to be there on the, because there is a limit. Limit is there. They will take the,
It's a public nuisance, sir.
if you cross the limit, then you will be booked
Public
after the
nuisance.
drunken. Either
Sir, public
driving it,
nuisance.
or you are riding it, or you are pulling it, subject to the correction. I think I am very much right. So now let us see the meaning. In everyday usage, the word negligence denotes where carelessness, and the legal sense, it signifies the failure to exercise the stand of care which a person is supposed to be taken, and the reasonable man should have to be exercised in the circumstances. In general, there is a legal duty to take care when it was reasonably foreseeable that failure to do so was likely to cause injury. Negligence is a mode in which the many kinds of the harms may be caused by not taking such adequate care or precaution. Yes. Now you tell me, while you are going in a busy street, you have to take a reasonable care and see that you are not supposed to dash any other person, and by the side you have to go it, not to push and pull any other person. And if you are intentionally does so, by touching the shoulder of somebody else, especially the girl's shoulder, then you are a negligent in that activity because you intentionally did it. Sir is a busy street. In the busy street means come aside, see that the lady should not be touched over there, even though the lady may be whoever he may be. So negligence is if you stand out of the care you have not taken over there, at that instance you are said to be the negligent. By stretching your two hands, like I am showing in the video, can you walk on the public place and that to be the high traffic road? Yes, tell me.
It is not natural, sir.
It is not acceptable. Why? No reasonable man could do so. You have to stretch your hand doing exercise in the ground. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
In the open ground, in the open place where there is no traffic, at that place you can do so. But not in a public
place.
place. And that to
Public place.
be a heavy rush road. Are you from Hanamakunda? Are you from Khammam? Are you from Hyderabad?
Sir, Khammam, sir.
Yes?
Khammam.
Yes. What's the
Vega.
busy street in Khammam?
Sir, sir,
Yes.
again question again, sir.
What is the busy street where that many commuters are there, many public is there? Khabza Bazaar?
Gandhi Chowk also, sir.
Gandhi Chowk also. In the Gandhi Chowk, while you are stretching your two hands, can you go?
No, sir. No.
Why? Answer is there is a heavy traffic is there. Lorries are there, especially cars are there, motor vehicles are there, even pulling that what is a rickshaws are there. At that instance, you cannot walk by the way that you want to walk. You have to take a reasonable care there. If you don't take a care, you are a negligent. So definition of the negligence is Wimfield and Jolovich. Another example I will give you regarding the negligence is concerned. Gross negligence. What is the gross negligence? Yes, there is an advertisement in the newspaper is given. We need a house girl or a housemaid for cooking, for washing, for cleaning utensils, for mopping. These are the activities. Of course, they will fix the amount and there is a reasonable holidays also there. So the interview is going on over there. So one of the interview, the lady candidate came. Actually, it is a housemaid. That means only the ladies will be preferred over there for the washing, cleaning, and mopping, or the doing the household works. So the lady told me, the person is interviewing him. Yes, madam. Madam, where did you work? Then she told me that, see, I worked in a very prestigious place. And how much your pay? My pay is 20,000 per month. How much work that you have to do? Daily morning, we have to come at the 6 o'clock and you have to do work at the 12 o'clock, then you can go out. What about the evening? No work. 20,000. Holidays, 1 day per day, per week. What about the transport? No, I have to come on your own foot and do the work and then go away. Whether they do provide the breakfast, they say yes, they provide the breakfast and tea also. Okay. Then why he removed it? The owner, why you removed it? No, I did a small mistake. What is the mistake you did? I think that you are bunking, means you are not coming to the house work daily. No, sir. I will come very promptly. Very promptly. No doubt at all. Then what is the reason? Perhaps you might have negligent in the cleaning and washing. No, sir, I am very much perfect in the cleaning, very much perfect in the washing. Then where is the wrong goes over there? Sir, in cooking place. So our friend, participant, now I would like to ask you, Narendra Raju, do you know how to cook the rice? Yes, give me the answer, please. Don't waste the time.
Yes, sir. I know cooking rice, sir.
Pardon?
I know, sir.
Yes, how do you cook rice?
First we clean the rice.
Okay.
Later we soak it, sir. Just wet it. Soak
Okay.
it in a water. After some time we boil, sir, with water only.
Okay.
After some time, within half an hour or 15 minutes, rice will on the steam it will cook, sir. Cooked, sir.
How do you test it? Whether it is cooked or not cooked?
On testing the single rice, the rice grain, sir. If it is if it is if it is cooked, it is smooth, sir. If it is not cooked, it is rough only, sir.
Hard.
Coarse, sir. Coarse.
Soft, hard. If
Soft,
it
sir.
is
Yes,
soft,
sir.
then means it's cooked. If it is hard, means still we need some more. Suppose if there is no water, you can pour water in it also sometimes.
Yes, sir.
But do you know that how do you cook the rice? See, I cook the rice in the cooker. But what I add in the, see, I add in the rice, of course, I cook generally the outside the basmati rice. Of course, in the basmati rice, I add then masuri dal. You know, red dal, masuri dal. And I add then Bengal gram dal, chanagapapu. I add in the minapapapu, the minimum, not minimum, the pesarapapu, that is the green gram dal. So all the dals, pulses I add it, then I add some cardamom. Cardamom ante telsa?
Cardamom ante pepper ante telusu, sir.
Ilaichi.
Yes, sir.
Then I add some cloves, lavangalu. Then I add some dalchinam, that is the cinnamon bark. Then I add some ghee or oil. Then I add some green chilies. Then I put it on the cooker. Then after 3 whistles or 4 whistles, then I remove the heat. Means I generally cook on the electric cooker. Then I will stop the cooker. The heat will enough to it will be cooked. See, this is the way I prepare the
Cooked rice, sir.
rice. So now the question comes over here. So this lady told it, sir, and of course added the what is salt to the taste. So this man asked, did you not put the salt in your cooking? No, sir, I added the salt. Then did you not put the cinnamon bark? I added it. Then you did not add the cloves? No, I added it. Then you did not add the cardamom? No, I added it. Then you did not add the ghee? No, I added it. Then you did not add the water? No, I added it. Then what you did not add in it? Do you know what she told? Do you know what she told?
She has
Sir,
not
I
added rice, sir.
forgotten to add the rice.
That is the basic, no, sir.
Yes?
That is the basic thing, no, sir.
Is it a negligence? Is it a gross negligence?
It's a grass, sir. Grass negligence.
It is a gross negligence. So when I
Because
was
it is a
teaching in the class,
basic thing, sir.
when I want to give the example for that one, I used to give this example. What is ordinary negligence and what is gross negligence? Can you appoint such a housemaid in your house to do the household work?
No, sir. No.
No. Capital N, capital O, bold letters. No. How can you cook the rice without the rice? Can you say it's merely a mistake? It's a gross negligence because basic thing for the cooking is rice only. If you don't add the cardamom, doesn't matter. If you don't add the salt, doesn't matter. If you don't add the rice, then how could you say it's a rice? So it is a gross negligence generally that I used to teach the same in the class to do the ordinary negligence, the gross negligence. Now let us see the definition of the negligence is concerned. Then Wimfield and Jolovich. Can you read what is the definition given by the Wimfield and Jolovich? Unmute
Yes, sir,
and read.
According to Winfield and Jelovich, negligence is the breach of a legal duty of care by the plaintiff, which results in undesired damage to the plaintiff.
Yes. What the Winfield and Jolovich says, negligence is the breach of a legal duty. Sir, legal duty or moral duty or duty? The standard of care, if you don't take it, it is amount to negligence. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Either it's a legal duty or it's a moral duty or whatever duty. If you don't add the rice in the cooking the rice, then is it a legal duty or a moral duty or it is a standard of care? It's a standard of care. So if you just deviate the standard of care, if you deviate the legal duty by the plaintiff, which results in the undesired damage to the plaintiff, if any damage is done to the plaintiff, it is said to be negligence. Suppose if you want to spit it, can you spit it wherever you like it? Yes.
No, sir.
Spit ante ummi veyadamu.
Yes, sir. It is not. It is a disciplinary action will be taken, sir. If we
Who said? Either it is in the constitution,
no, sir.
it is in
But
the IPC,
no, sir.
it is in the evidence.
No, sir.
A standard of care a reasonable man should have supposed to take.
Yes, sir.
దట్స్ వై అచ్చా మనము ఉమ్మి వేస్తాం ఎడమ దిక్కు ఉమ్మేయాలా ముందుకు ఉమ్మేయాలా కుడి దిక్కు ఉమ్మేయాలా పైకి ఉమ్మేయాలా whether to spit to the left, spit in the front, spit to the right, spit in the up.
Sir, it depends on the situation, sir.
Yes,
It is wherever earth is there, we will spit there only, sir. Not
yes,
in
access is there. Okay, in access as well there. In general, how do you spit?
Sir, once again, sir, question.
ఇట్లా చేతులు అడ్డం పెట్టుకొని చూసిండ్రా మీరు? Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
put
sir.
it in the video.
Yes, sir.
Left hand palm should be there and the left side you have to spit it.
Yes, sir.
Left hand palm you have to keep it adjacent to your lips, then you have to bend down, then you have to spit it. ఎవరు చెప్పిండ్రు సార్? సిఆర్పిసిలో చెప్పిండ్రా సార్ ఇట్లా? లేదా సిపిసిలో చెప్పిండ్రా? It is a standard of care. A prudent man supposed to do in that way. Bend down yourself, keep your palm and bend down and spit it so that if the wind comes also, the wind will not carry your spit to the man who is adjacent behind you.
There is a moral responsibility, sir.
That is the standard of care. That is a prudent man business. A man with a common sense. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Even you deviate from the man of a common sense also, it is amount to be a standard of care. You are not supposed to take it. You are a negligent. So that is the one meaning. So Lord Wright said that negligence means more than a headless. See, headless ante talakaya leni ma pani cheyadam annattu. More than a headless or careless conduct, whether in commission or omission. Both the way, either commission or omission, both the way, it's a negligence. It properly connotes the complex concept of the duty or a breach and a damage that was suffered by the person to whom the duty was owed. Either you do it well and good. If you do it in improper way, also is the negligent activity. సార్ ముందుగాల నీళ్లు పోసిన తర్వాత సబ్బు పెట్టుకుంటామా? సబ్బు పెట్టిన తర్వాత నీళ్లు పోస్తామా?
ఫస్ట్ వాటర్ పోసుకున్న తర్వాతే కదా.
First you have to wet the body. Next you apply the soap. Next you rub it. Next you again pour it. Water. Next you rub it. See that the soap will be comes out. Who told you like that? CRPC or CPC, Constitution, IPC. A standard of care, a prudent man was supposed to know it, and they will do it, and they will make it. If you deviate from the standard, naturally you are careless. Either any harm is caused to the other person or not. It doesn't matter. So let us see the Blyth versus Birmingham Water Works Company. What happened in the negligence was defined as the omission to do something which a reasonable man would do, or doing something which a prudent or reasonable man would not do. So in this case, what happened now? It is a very cold season. Even the water became a ice in the pipes. You know pipe? the pipe supplying water, it became the freezed and it became a ice. So there is no flow of water in the tap. At that instance, generally the valves are there. Valve, you know, the big valves, V-A-L-E-F-E, V-A-L-V, valve. A big valve would be there. They will put a, a rod, then they will turn it like this to open to some street and close some other street. On the roadside, say the manhole, from there they will operate. The valves are there inside. Did you see any time?
I know, sir.
Yes?
I have seen, sir.
Yes. Those did you see the what is the metal of the valve?
It generally brass, sir. Brass.
It is a brass. It is a brass. Of course, they will mix it. They will make it the copper with the and add something. Anyway, that is a brass. Generally, they will use it. The reason is no, the brass or the copper which would be there, it will not burst out when it is freezed also. The water also freezed or it will not burst out. But if you take the iron metal, it will burst out immediately. So here the wall of the brass metal or the copper metal is burst out in the freezing season where one cannot expect that such a thing is going to happen. So neither is the omission of the duty nor the commission of a duty there. It is unforeseeable, or you can say inevitable accident. There is no negligence on the part of the waterworks department because all the walls are made of with the brass or the copper. So
Sir.
there is not a negligence on the part of the waterworks department because untoward event happened over there. At that instance, it will be burst. When it burst over there, then the plaintiff's house is fully filled with the water, including the garden, including his field, and he filed a case against the Birmingham Waterworks Department because of the burst of the wall, because of the cold season, all the water is flooded in his house. Then he said it's an inevitable accident and one cannot foresee it. It is not the negligence in the part of the Waterworks Department, either in the commission of it or in the omission of it. So that was the thing. When another case like Geologically Iron and Coal Company versus McMullan, in this case, what happened? Negligence means more than a headless or careless conduct. Whether the commission or the omission, it properly connotes the complex concept of duty, breach and damage thereby suffered by the person to whom the duty was owing. Headless, what is headless here means without knowing what to do. That is a headless job. సార్ మీరు కొమ్మను కొడతారు చెట్టుకి ఎటువంటి కొట్టాలండి కొమ్మ దిక్కు కూర్చొని కొమ్మను కొట్టాలనా కొమ్మ చెట్టు దిక్కు ఇటు పక్కకు కూర్చొని కొమ్మను కొట్టాలనా టెల్ మీ
సార్ చెట్టు వైపు కూర్చోవాలి సార్
చెట్టు పక్కకు కూర్చొని కొమ్మను కొడతారు కొమ్మ మీద కూర్చొని కొమ్మ అంటూ కొట్టరు బికాస్ headless man only do such a thing. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So now we will see how the work will be supposed to be done. There are three, generally these are the things will be asked in the short questions. Number one, non-feasance. Number two, misfeasance. Number three, malfeasance. They may ask in the short questions also. So non-feasance ante chuddam. Asal feasance ante doing annattu. Non-feasance ante not doing annattu. So it means that act of failure to do something. Feasance means doing. Non means no. Not doing means failure to do something. Where a person should have done. Actually, cheyalatta, but a person will not do, it's said to be a non-feasance. And for example, failure to carry out the repairs of an old building when it should have been done. Suppose the old building is there. You are supposed to carry the repairs. What repairs? సున్నం ఎగిరిపోయింది లేకుంటే కలర్ పోయింది ఆర్ లేకుంటే లీకేజ్ అవుతుంది, whatever it may be, that it needs a repair. So if you don't do the repair, it becomes a non-feasance. That is an example. Is a non-feasance also not a negligent act? Cheppandi. Yes?
So it is also a negligent act.
It is also a negligent act. Because you are supposed to do the repairs at the time. ఇప్పుడు వర్షాకాలం ఉన్నదండి, ఇంతకుముందు ఏం గుడిసెలు ఉండేదండి? గుడిసెలు ఉండేది. చెప్పండి, గుడిసెల్ని ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఏమంటారు?
Hut, sir. Hut.
Hut అంటారు. When the hut is made up with what?
bamboos and
బాంబూస్ ఉంటాయి దాంట్లో మళ్ళీ ఏముంటుందంటే it is a type of the grass which will be grown in the hillside that will be used over there for thatched houses or palmyra leaves. Palmyra leaves అంటే ఏంటిదండి? తాటాకులు. So he used to make it out. Suppose if it is a grass or a tatakulu or whatever, if the leaves over there, then you can exchange it. You use the another grass or you use the another palmyra leaves over there. Suppose if you don't do such a repair, is it not a negligence on your part? That is called nonfeasance. Now we will see the misfeasance. It means the act of not doing an action properly, where it should have been done properly. చేస్తాడు కానీ ప్రాపర్గా చేయడు. ఎట్లా? ఇప్పుడు ఇంజెక్షన్ ఇస్తారండి మీకు. ఇంజెక్షన్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు కంప్యూటర్ ఏం చేస్తాడండి? ముందుగల స్పిరిట్ పెడతాడు. ఎక్కడ పెడతాడు?
ఇంజెక్షన్ ఇచ్చే ప్లేస్ లో పెడతారు సార్.
ఆ ప్లేస్లో పెడతాడు. ఓకే. ఇంజెక్షన్లో కూడా ఏం ఇస్తాడు? ఆ సిరింజ్లో దెర్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి ఎనీ బబుల్స్. కాబట్టి ఏం చేస్తాడు? కొంత మెడిసిన్ని బయటికి రానిస్తాడు. సో దట్ దెర్ విల్ నాట్ బి ఎయిర్ స్పేస్. Then wherever the place that he wants to give the injection, there they will sterilize it by the spirit. He'll rub it and see that there is no any germs or any other things. Then he slowly that he will give the injection to you with in a particular angle that he will give you. Of course, the venous ki ichedi vere anukondi, the arteries ki istaru daniki, veins ki istaru, adi direct raktam naalaలకు పోతది అది. So generally when you are giving here this area they will give the injections. Or hip కూడా మీద కూడా ఇస్తారు కొన్ని ఇంజెక్షన్. సో నౌ దట్ ఏరియా దట్ విల్ మేక్ ఇట్ అవుట్. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ he does not do it and he injected it, at that instance means it is a misfeasance. He is doing the act but he is not doing properly. So doing the repair of an old building but doing by using the poor quality material, creating a major probability of the collapse which injures people. Suppose if the old building is there, in the old building what they do? They try to see that whether the ceiling is proper or not, roof is proper or not. If the roof is not proper, then they will remove the roof totally and they will make the new roof. Number one. Suppose the wall is cracked over there, then they will remove the wall and they will construct a new wall. Suppose the sunshades are not properly made, it is become a dilapidated, they will change it. Suppose if they change it but not taking the proper care to change it, then it is the improper way of doing is called misfeasance. Doing the act but not in a proper way, improper way, that is called misfeasance. Now malfeasance ఏమైతుందండి? It means that the act of doing something which should not have done in the first place. For example, using the products that are not allowed and combustible to carry out the repairs of an old building, therefore converting the building into the fire trap, leading to an accident. Can we carry the cylinder in the bus, full cylinder, gas cylinder, LPG, that to be a bus where you're carrying the passengers? Yes?
No sir, it is a harmful, dangerous hazard.
It is a malfeasance. You are not supposed to carry it. Ante no annattu. Are you following?
Yes sir, following sir.
You cannot carry any combustible material in the train. You are not supposed to carry any combustible material in the bus. There will be a separate truck would be there where it can be carried. LPG. LPG ante enti sir? LPG ante ఏంటిది? What is the full form of LPG? తెలిస్తే చెప్పండి, లేకుంటే పాస్ అనండి, నేనే చెప్పేస్తా.
Sir, liquefied petroleum gas sir.
Yes, liquefied petroleum gas called LPG, which is highly combustible. They are not supposed to be carrying that way. If you did such a, that becomes a malfeasance. Illustration చూద్దాం ఒకటి negligence మీద. Z, an owner of a big dog, requests his friend X to take care of the dog while he is away. X ఏం చేసిండు? The owner of the big dog, ఏదో ఆల్ సీజన్ డాగ్. మీ డాగ్ల వెరైటీ పేర్లు చెప్పగలుగుతారండి? Can you take what are the variety of the dogs names?
Sir, Alsatian, Doberman, ఎక్కువ తెలియదు సార్ నాకు.
Greyhounds.
Yes sir.
Pummel dogs, ఏది పెప్ డాగ్స్ ఉంటుంది, పొమ్మెల్, వైట్ ఫర్. So these are the type the ferocious dogs are all seasons, greyhounds, Doberman, very ferocious. That the policeman use in their sniffer dogs they are called. So a owner of the dog, he has given his friend X to take care of the dog while he is away. X leaves the dog unattended, means he did not chain it and he did not properly tied it. Who attacks a passerby, badly injuring him. The ferocious dog is attacked, bited the passerby and picken పట్టుకున్నది అన్నట్టు, has bitten it very. So here it will be said that the act occurred due to the negligence of X. Can you say it's not the negligence act of the X?
Sir, it is a negligence, sir.
What is the negligence of act of the X?
Sir, it is a malfeasance, sir.
He did not chain the dog properly. He is unattended. And when he unattended properly means it is attacked the passerby. That means he is a negligent. Who is negligent? X is a negligent. Because under X custody the dog is there. అయితే suppose the dog bite అయింది అనుకుందాం కాసేపు. What injection, what the disease you will get it?
Rabies, sir.
Rabies. Injection ఎక్కడ ఇస్తారండి rabies కి?
Government hospital, sir.
Earlier they used to give around the navel. బొడ్డు చుట్టూ ఇస్తే ఉండేది 14 ఇంజక్షన్లు. బొడ్డు చుట్టూ, ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ సబ్ కుటేనియస్ ఫ్యాట్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి స్లోలీ పోవాలి అది ఇంజక్షన్. అదే బైసెప్ ట్రైసెప్స్ కు హిప్స్ కి ఇవ్వరు. బట్ నౌ-a-days a new injection has come over there. It can be given in to the hand as well as to the hips. But earlier around the boddu, around the navel. Spelling చెప్పండి, navel spelling.
NAVEL, sir.
NAVL, navel అంటే బొడ్డు అవుతుంది. ఆ నావెల్ చెప్పండి, ఫిక్షన్.
NOVEL, sir.
NOVEL ఆ నావెల్ అవుతుంది. ఏది? షేక్స్పియర్ నావెల్. ఒక షేక్స్పియర్ నావెల్ చెప్పండి ఫేమస్.
Sir, Hamlet, sir.
Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet. Okay. In the general sense, the extent of the liability in tort is determined by the number of damages the party has incurred. Consequently, in a criminal law, the extent of the liability is determined by the amount of the degree of negligence. So, criminal negligence kuda untadi and civil negligence kuda untundi. If a lesser damage is there, then we can say civil negligence. If the greater damage is there, we can say criminal negligence. And the criminal negligence should be there, a criminal case should be given. Okay, accident చెప్పండి. క్రిమినల్ నెగ్లిజెన్స్ ఆ సివిల్ నెగ్లిజెన్స్ అది?
సార్ అది క్రిమినల్ అవుతుంది సార్.
సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఎన్ యాక్సిడెంట్ హ్యాపెండ్ ఓవర్ దేర్, ఇట్ ద జడ్జ్మెంట్ కి డిసైడ్ చేయకుండానే అవుతుంది. అఫ్కోర్స్ సివిల్ యాక్టే అది, నో డౌట్. కానీ కాగ్నైజబుల్ అఫెన్స్ దట్ ఈస్. ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఏ కాంపౌండబుల్ అఫెన్స్. సెక్షన్ ఏది వస్తుందండి? 358
Yes, sir.
45 cognizable offense.
Cognizable means serious offense, sir.
ఇప్పుడు ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ వెంపాలనుకోండి, అది కాగ్నైజబుల్ అఫెన్స్ అయితే స్పాట్లో ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ ఇష్యూ చేయాలి. అండర్ సెక్షన్ 154 సిఆర్పిసి కింద.
Cognizable, sir.
In the same manner, if the accident is happened where the leg injury is there, MLC పెట్టినాం అనుకోండి, మెడికల్ సర్టిఫికేట్ పెట్టుకున్నాం అనుకో, ఫ్రాక్చర్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, అది గ్రీవియస్ హర్ట్ ఈస్ దేర్. 325 ఆర్ 345, 358 గ్రీవియస్ హర్ట్ దేని కింద వస్తుంది? అది 325 ఐపీసీయా? మోటార్ వెహికల్ యాక్సిడెంట్ కింద అయితే వేరే సెక్షన్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. బట్ ఎనీవే, ఇట్ ద కాగ్నైజబుల్ అఫెన్స్ అండ్ ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ విల్ బి ఇష్యూడ్ ఆన్ ద స్పాట్. ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ?
Yes, sir. Following, sir.
అయితే మెయింటెనెన్స్ కేసు కూడా క్రిమినల్ అఫెన్స్ కింద వస్తుంది మళ్ళీ.